next we've got Dylan Valley, who is a contributing editor to Africa as a Country. He's a filmmaker based here in South Africa. And Dylan, it's great to have you on. And you're looking really cool, my dude.
Very festive. Very festive with that tree behind him.
Nice little Christmas tree behind you.
It's Christmas.
Key December, more importantly. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's great to see you guys. And yeah, it's been a great show. I've been listening in as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big year for, well, not really a big year, but a difficult year for film. And yeah, I'm interested to hear from you. What do you think has been the most significant film and cinematic developments of this year? Obviously, a big one is having to transform how films are distributed, because for a long time people couldn't go to the cinema anymore. And what do you think that has meant for the industry and the culture?
And also, if you can add to that, like, what was some of the the good stuff that you saw? Yeah, that helped. That made the difference. That made a difference this year.
Yeah, so it's been a crazy year, like and for the film industry, very disruptive. I mean, last time I was on the stream, we spoke about Queen Sono, and I just heard that their second season has basically been canned, even though they had started working on it partially because of COVID and all the knock-on effects, due to COVID. So like the industry is really in turmoil, and I think that a lot of like the old models are not going to fly anymore. And apparently, all of the Warner Brothers movies for next year are going to be going straight to HBO Max. So yeah, everything is still kind of up in the air and in flux. So we'll see how it goes. In terms of the good stuff I saw, I mean, like we spoke last time, I was lucky enough this year to be able to attend Sundance Film Festival this year with the VR film that I made. And there was a film there, so I came prepared because you guys had sent us some questions, so I came prepared. So the best thing I saw there would have to be the film from Lesotho, which is This Is Not a Burial, It's a Resurrection. Directed by Jeremiah. I forget his last name. Lemogang Jeremiah. Damn, I forgot
Jeremiah Mosese.
Yes, that's right. So great film, and also just amazingly shot, beautifully told, and he won a special award at Sundance. And so I think
is that Tomize's mother who's in this film?
Yeah, Tomize's mother was in the film.
Oh, played the lead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she passed away sadly this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that film is definitely like a huge standout this year in terms of African cinema that I've seen, because it's got such a clear directorial vision, very very unique kind of style, and I really recommend people watch it. But the best way to watch it would really be on the big screen, because of the way that it's filmed and the way that it's shot. But sadly, that's probably not going to happen for most people, in the near future. But when you can, I really recommend you watch it, even if you're just streaming it at home. So yeah, great movie. And then I think in terms of like the good stuff that I've seen, I've been watching a lot of series, to be honest, like everyone else. You're kind of scrolling through the internet looking at series, and the best series I saw this year, without a doubt, is, and in my opinion, has to go down as one of the best series of all time, is I May Destroy You by Michaela Coel.
Oh yeah,
Michaela Coel.
Yeah, I got that on the list.
Who's also a Ghanaian originally. She's originally family is from Ghana, so but grew up in the UK.
So you're saying we'll take that W?
What was that?
You're saying we'll take that W? She's also Ghanaian.
Yeah, we'll take that.
We'll take that one.
She's the person behind Chewing Gum, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she's the person behind Chewing Gum. But this show is really her coming into her own. Chewing Gum, there were a lot more cooks in the kitchen. And this one, it felt like she had more creative control over the narrative that she wanted to tell. And it's just an amazing show, which is really, in essence, it's about consent and sexual violence, but it's actually about way more than that. And it's amazing the emotional breadth that it has in terms of humor, like intrigue, horror. It's got all these. It kind of spans all of these human emotions so well. So I really recommend that. I recommend it. It's like truly gripping show. Yeah, so that's something you can go watch right now. I really recommend that.
So
it's excellent.
you're saying all the good stuff, but there obviously was something that you watched and you were like, "What the hell is this?" Like, what is the worst thing? What is the worst thing? Local, continental, anywhere that you just like started in was like, nah, a lot of praise, but I'm not going for this.
Why are you trying to make me win enemies at the end of the year, man?
I want this part to go viral, and then I want people to cancel you, and you become like you trending on Twitter, and Black Twitter is coming for you because you are what is the word always? You speaking against somebody's labor.
Yeah.
So let's hear that, Dylan. Come out, stand for something.
I still want to be able to hang out with Trevor Noah one day. I'm holding on to that hope. You know? That's like I can't go out there dissing these people. You know, it could be one day. It's like.
So you're saying it was Trevor Noah's show? It was Trevor Noah's show. The Afro did not convince you.
No. Like
Trevor Noah, by the way, has not been that bad. I will give him this. I think that I think this show, I will always tell people that I think his best show is when he went back to South Africa and he interviewed his grandmother. When he was out of the studio and he was not imitating the Jon Stewart setup and he was just doing his own thing. And I was like, okay, I want to see more of this. But then of course he went back to the thing, sitting there in this like studio looking really small or whatever. And then he did now this. He's now at his house with the World Cups, the 3 replica World Cups behind him, which apparently he's not doing that bad right now. He's actually doing well. But I still think what Trevor Noah has to do is leave the studio and make his own thing where he just interviews people. In any case.
Yeah.
Still on the question, what is the worst thing you've seen this year?
The worst thing I've seen this year? It has to be Real Housewives of Johannesburg. Actually,
I saw some of that. It's
compulsive watching. I've seen a little bit of it. It's compulsive watching, though.
Yeah, it wasn't compulsive enough to keep me going beyond the first 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm sure it is. Once you buy into it, once you drink the Kool-Aid, it's going to be hard to get out of it. But I know you guys don't have a lot of time, so I want to quickly go into my book recommendations, and then
this guy came prepared. I like this.
I'm very prepared. I came very
Speaking of time, very quickly. Speaking of time, the worst film I saw this year was Chris Nolan's Tenet. I didn't like it, but we'll talk about that later.
I heard. So
I didn't see it.
Yeah. I like Denzel Washington's son though. He's good. But I didn't see the film yet. But yeah, so this is my book recommendation. It just won the K. Selodeka Memorial Award. It's by Phumlani Pikoli, a writer from South Africa. So sorry, I know we probably have a very big South Africa bias on the show already today, but really great book. It's also it's a nice holiday read. It's not very heavy, but it touches on a lot of themes about kind of being middle class and black in post-apartheid South Africa, and the generation after, or the generation of activists, specifically like the anti-apartheid activists who are now occupying seats of power within the ANC, and then the book is really about the children of those people. And then the second book recommendation is this book by Kelly-Eve Koopman, also South African writer from Cape Town, Because I Couldn't Kill You, which is it's less light holiday reading, but it's really good. And it starts off being a book about her trying to find a missing father, But it's really about a lot more than that. It's kind of just about a middle class, colored experience, which will have, I think, a lot of parallels with the middle class, just broader Black experience in South Africa and probably in other countries too, and also being a generation after the generation of activists, and how, you know, the kind of the baggage that comes with that, and sometimes in very unhealthy ways, how it can play out psychologically in very unhealthy ways in families. And so it's kind of about her dealing with all those themes. It's really good. So these are the two books I read this year during lockdown that I really enjoyed. So
I haven't read the Phumlani book yet. Yeah, I haven't read the Phumlani book, but I did read the Kelly-Eve Koopman book, and I promised that we would interview her at some point, which we you know, we have a million things to do, so we fell down on it. If she happens to see this, this is also kind of an apology to her. But I will say there was you're right. There's a whole bunch of parts in the book where you just sort of like where she, you know, she's writing about her dad, her estranged dad, but then she does a whole bunch of other things. And one of them, I think, is there's an interesting part where she's on a march with a group of men who identify as Khoi, or well, they say Khoisan, although these are very different groups, and they're marching as part of sort of her kind of trying to make sense of her own identity. I think somewhere in the Eastern Cape. And at some point, these men say some of the most like sexist and racist things, and it really upsets her. And it also makes her sort of like kind of struggle with some of her own kind of the public way that she's dealt with, you know, the sort of politics that she was kind of struggling with, but also promoting. Like, you know, she I think she ran a show on YouTube called Colored Mentality. And you could see in that moment that she's sort of confronting like the contradictions of that politics and what does it mean? Like if I'm with these people and this is what they stand for, like sort of like, so yeah, so it's a great book. And I'm hoping that at some point, maybe I think in the end, we'll just bring her onto the program. Maybe Dylan, you and I can hang out with her and ask some questions and chat.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Hopefully Will can get to read the book too. But in any case, we wanted to thank you. You were a great guest as usual.
Thank you so much, Dylan.
Enjoy Christmas. I like the tree with the lights on it. And the red hat for Liverpool, and the red hat for Liverpool.
I'm going to let you believe that as you.